BNP chairperson and three-time Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia passes away. Nation plunged into mourning. Government declares 3 days of state mourning. Announces public holiday tomorrow. Janazah after Johor tomorrow at Parliament at South Plaza. Burial followed under state arrangements. Hello and welcome to the News 24 English Bulletin. This is Nafisa Zaman. Those were headlines. The nation is in deep mourning after the death of BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia. Doctors declared her dead at 6 a.m. on Tuesday at Evacare Hospital in Dhaka. She had been receiving treatment for severe respiratory complications. Party leaders confirmed all medical efforts failed. Supporters gathered outside the hospital in grief. BNP announced 7 days of mourning. Her death ends a historic chapter in national politics. A defining era in country's political history has come to an end. Begum Khaleda Zia, the unyielding leader, the relentless defender of democracy, has passed away. Her journey from a homemaker to the helm of a major political party is the stuff of legend. A charismatic organizer, a compassionate mother figure, and above all, Bangladesh unwavering sentinel for democratic rights.
Begum Khaleda Zia has chosen the eternal path, leaving behind a nation of millions of supporters whose prayers and emotions now form her legacy. Her life has become a classic political epic, its every chapter inscribed with struggle and monumental sacrifice. In the nation's history, her name is now immortalized as a legend. She staked her life on the streets, leading the movement to protect democracy. Yet, in the twilight of her life, while she witnessed the fall of an authoritarian regime, the full democratic transition she fought for remained just beyond her sight. Through every crisis, she stood as the unifying symbol for nationalist forces. For decades, the politics of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, the BNP, revolved around her indomitable spirit. She devoted every step of her life's struggle to the welfare of the people. Thrust into politics just months after the assassination of the BNP's founder, her husband, President Ziaur Rahman, she took firm control of a shattered party. With organizational skill and maternal affection, she shielded her leaders and activists. She walked the streets, toured the villages. In the tumultuous days of the 1990s, she showed the nation the dream of democracy, teaching the mantra to break shackles. She led everyone into the movement against autocracy. It was this very movement that earned the former Prime Minister the title, the uncompromising leader. She carried an undefeated electoral record, winning every constituency she ever contested, a feat rare not just in Bangladesh but in world history. Her role was pivotal not only in the war of liberation and protecting sovereignty but also in the subsequent democratic struggles to build a modern Bangladesh. Transcending in the limits of an individual, Khaleda Zia became a historical institution in herself. She was also highly successful as Prime Minister and Parliament leader, playing a democratic role even as opposition leader to keep the assembly vibrant. While the foundation of a self-reliant Bangladesh was laid by Shohid President Ziaur Rahman, it was Begum Zia who realized that vision. Through sheer capability, she elevated the BNP to unique heights, becoming the undisputed leader of the masses. Behind a tough and resolute interior lay a childlike heart and a charismatic power to draw people close. But her later years were marked by immense personal and political trials. In 2008, she was detained by a military-backed caretaker government, but refused to leave the country. Confined to her Gulshan residence for months in 2013 and 2015 during her movement for democracy, she endured the ultimate personal tragedy, receiving the body of her younger son Arafat Rahman Koko while under virtual house arrest. Then in 2018, she was jailed on what her supporters decry as politically motivated, baseless corruption charges. Held in a damp, century-old prison cell and denied proper medical care from the start, her health deteriorated critically. Despite national and international appeals, the government remained unmoved, accused of rolling a stem ruler of political vengeance. The former Prime Minister had long been suffering from liver cirrhosis, kidney, heart and diabetes complications. While they briefly travelled to London for treatment earlier this year, she returned to Bangladesh, granted a conditional release in a changed Bangladesh. She never returned to active politics. Her last public appearance was at the Armed Forces Day event at Senakunjo. Her condition worsened in the next day, leading to her final hospitalization. And now, despite the prayers of millions and the efforts of doctors, she has departed for the eternal shore. The final curtain has fallen on a life of relentless political battle. Begum Khaleda Zia, the three-time Prime Minister, the icon of opposition, the uncompromising leader, leaves behind a complex and deeply polarized legacy. Her passing marks not just the end of a personal journey, but potentially the closing of a definitive chapter in country's democratic saga. Farooq Hussain, News 24.
Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus has described BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia as a great political leader. In a televised address to the nation on Tuesday afternoon, he paid tribute to her role in country's politics. Professor Yunus urged people to remain united during the country's difficult time. She said unity and restraint are vital to protect stability and democracy.
গণতন্ত্র, বহুদলীয় রাজনৈতিক সংস্কৃতি এবং জনগণের অধিকার প্রতিষ্ঠার সংগ্রামে তার অসামান্য ভূমিকা ইতিহাসে অম্লান হয়ে থাকবে। স্বৈরাচার ও ফ্যাসিবাদের বিরুদ্ধে তার আপসহীন নেতৃত্ব বারবার জাতিকে গণতন্ত্রহীন পরিস্থিতি থেকে উত্তরণের পথ দেখিয়েছে এবং মুক্তির প্রেরণা জুগিয়েছে। দেশ ও জাতির প্রতি তার সমুজ্জ্বল অবদান জাতি চিরকাল শ্রদ্ধার সাথে স্মরণ করবে।
The government has declared 3 days of state mourning following the death of former Prime Minister and BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia. Tomorrow will be a public holiday nationwide. Her janaza will be held after Johor prayers at the South Plaza of the National Parliament. Flags will be at half-mast across all government and diplomatic missions. Special prayers will be offered in mosques and other places of worship.
বেগম জিয়ার মৃত্যুতে আগামীকাল থেকে 3 দিনের জন্য রাষ্ট্রীয় শোক প্রস্তাব গৃহীত হয়েছে এবং আগামীকাল সাধারণ ছুটির ঘোষণার সিদ্ধান্ত হয়েছে। মির্জা ফখরুল ইসলাম আলমগীর সাহেব আমাদের সবাইকে অবহিত করেন যে আগামীকাল বুধবার বাদ জোহর জাতীয় সংসদের দক্ষিণ প্লাজা এবং এর সংলগ্ন মানিক মিয়া এভিনিউতে বেগম খালেদা জিয়ার জানাজা অনুষ্ঠিত হবে। জানাজার পর তাকে শহীদ রাষ্ট্রপতি বীর মুক্তিযোদ্ধা রাষ্ট্রপতি জিয়াউর রহমানের পাশে দাফন করা হবে।
BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir described the death of party chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia as an irreparable loss for the nation. Speaking at a briefing at Evakia Hospital, Dhaka on Tuesday morning, he expressed deep grief over her passing.
এই শোক, এই ক্ষতি, এটা অস্বাভাবিক, অপূরণীয়। এই জাতি কোনোদিন পূরণ করতে পারবে না। যে নেত্রী তার সারাটা জীবন জনগণের অধিকারের জন্য, কল্যাণের জন্য তার সমগ্র জীবনকে উৎসর্গ করেছিলেন, সেই নেত্রী দেশনেত্রী বেগম খালেদা জিয়া আমাদের মাঝে নেই। এটা আমরা যারা তার সহকর্মী এবং রাজনৈতিক কর্মী আমরা এটা ভাবতে পারি না। বাংলাদেশের রাজনীতিতে একটা বিশাল শূন্যতা সৃষ্টি হলো। তাই নয়, পৃথিবীর গণতান্ত্রিক আন্দোলনে একটা বিশাল শূন্যতা সৃষ্টি হলো।
BNP will observe 7 days of mourning following the death of party chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia. Senior Joint Secretary General Ruhul Kabir Rizvi announced the program at a briefing at Evercare Hospital in this morning.
দেশনেত্রী বেগম খালেদা জিয়া আমাদের মাঝে নাই, পৃথিবী থেকে তিনি চলে গেছেন। তার মৃত্যুতে 7 দিন ব্যাপী বাংলাদেশ জাতীয়তাবাদী দল বিএনপি শোক পালন করবে। 7 দিন ব্যাপী বাংলাদেশ জাতীয়তাবাদী দল শোক পালন করবে। কেন্দ্রীয় কার্যালয় সহ দেশের সকল কার্যালয়ে সকল দলীয় কার্যালয়ে 7 দিন ব্যাপী কালো পতাকা উত্তোলন করা হবে। 7 দিন ব্যাপী কালো পতাকা উত্তোলন করা হবে। দলের সকল স্তরের নেতাকর্মীরা এই 7 দিন ব্যাপী কালো ব্যাজ ধারণ করবেন। 7 দিন ব্যাপী কালো ব্যাজ ধারণ করবেন। প্রতিটি দলীয় কার্যালয় দেশনেত্রীর জন্য 7 দিন ব্যাপী কোরআন খতম ও দোয়া অনুষ্ঠিত হবে। কোরআন খতম ও দোয়া মাহফিল অনুষ্ঠিত হবে।
The country is in deep mourning following the death of BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia. In Feni, her ancestral home hosts Quran recitations and prayers. Bogura and Dinajpur residents are also grieving her loss. Supporters and party members gather at local offices, many breaking down in tears while black flags were raised in tribute. Across the nation, people honor her memory, reflecting on her political legacy and connection with the communities she served. World leaders have expressed condolences following the death of BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Pakistan's Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister paid tribute on social media, recalling her contributions to Bangladesh development and bilateral relations. The United States, Germany, Canada, China, Japan, the UN, the European Union also expressed sympathy. International media, including BBC, Al Jazeera, CNN, and The Guardian, highlighted her political career and national leadership. The death of former Prime Minister and BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia cast a shadow over Bangladesh's sports world. Major federations including BCB, BFF and cycling, tennis, handball and badminton associations expressed grief. BPL and other football league matches were suspended today. Cricket stars Mashrafi, Shakib, Tamim, Mushfiqur, Liton Dash and Nurul Hassan Shohan paid tribute online. Former football captain Aminul Islam recalled her transformative impact on sports in the country. That's all from the newsroom today. Thank you for watching News 24. Please stay with us.